What is up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video where we work once again on a scooter. This is not my scooter. We are actually working on my colleague from sales, Alex's scooter. This is the same scooter that he took with him when we went on our trip to Sofia in the spring when I had the AK550. It's a 2023 SYM Maxsym 400, the previous generation, not the new Maxsym GT. And we are going to turn it into what SYM once previously presented as the Maxsym 400 GT. It was just a proof of concept, a scooter equipped for long distance touring, for highway miles, because my colleague uses this scooter every day in the city, but he also likes long distance road trips. So I've already done a bit of work to it previously when before we went to Sofia. We put some handguards on it, and afterwards we put the top case on it because the rack for the top case didn't come in time for that trip. But now I am finishing the job, and since winter is coming, he needs some cold weather protection. So we got ourselves a big windscreen from Jivy. We got some heated grips from Oxford, and courtesy of the sponsor of today's videos, Aoocci, we have a multimedia system with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay that also includes front and rear cameras and tire pressure monitoring system. I'm gonna open up this box. Let's see what comes in the box. The heated grips, I've already presented them 100 times on this channel, the Oxford heated grips, and the windscreen is just a windscreen. So I'm gonna get you in for a closer look. Let's take a look at the Aoocci multimedia system. Now, as always, before we go into the box, remember you can find links to everything down in the description below. In the description of the video, you will find a link to this exact product. It's an affiliate link, so every time you buy it, the channel gets a small kickback at no extra cost to you. Also, if there are any discount codes, check the video description because next to the link there will be a discount code if there is one. Opening up the box, what do we have? We have our user manual, which is color printed. I really love to see that. A bit of foam. We have the unit itself. Very sturdy construction, very well built. GPS module straight into the unit. We have 3 cables running. 2 for the cameras, 1 for power. Moving on into the box, let's get into the accessories. We have our power supply, which is able to be supplied with DC voltage between 9 and 24 volts, so you can even mount it on a truck if you wish to. We have mounting hardware, but I do have a separate mounting hardware for this scoot. We have the front camera. We have the rear camera. We also have a sunshade for the unit itself. And we also have the tire pressure, the tire sensors. So I like this thing because it comes with everything you would want. It's all in one package, one single unit. True, it doesn't have a remote, so you can put on the handlebars, but the Maxsym's handlebars are a little bit crowded as it is, so I wouldn't have much room for a remote. But yeah, this is the unit. It looks nice. The unit itself is quite heavy and feels very sturdily built. I have a 64 gig memory card in it to record the video feed from the 2 cameras. That should be enough. It should give us about 24 hours of recording. And yeah, like I've said, it's really sturdy built. Up here we have the screw holes for the sunshade. We're gonna get that on. Now I'm gonna get to mounting everything. This isn't gonna be a full tutorial on how to mount this on a Maxsym 400. Honestly, I don't have the time to record everything. I'll try to, as I do a couple of steps, to update you guys on how it's going. But I'm gonna get this mounted, and then we are gonna test it and also test the heated grips and test the windscreen. We're gonna take it out on the road a little bit and see how everything works together and how much this scooter is improved for long distance riding. So let's get to work because there's a lot of work here to be done. And through the magic of YouTube and a full day later, because when I started this build, I knew it was gonna take a while, but yeah, I started about 2 in the afternoon, and then it went on into the night. At 8 o'clock, I stopped working, and I came back now on Sunday, the next day, to finish it up. You can see the entire process of building it and filming this video in my next video that's gonna come out, I think, on Saturday, if my schedule is right. But the Maxsym is done. Finally, I have put into reality the vision that I saw in 2022, I think. Yeah, I saw it in 2022 at the Aoocci show, where SYM presented a Maxsym GT, Maxsym 400 GT, which was kind of like an options pack for the Maxsym 400 to turn it into a proper Grand Tourer. It had a big old Jivy top case, it had a big old windscreen, it had a mount for a phone or a GPS up front. It didn't have heated grips, but this is my vision of a Maxsym 400 GT, and everything tied in together absolutely beautifully, and I think this thing now is completely fit for purpose. But I'm gonna take you off the tripod and walk you around the scoot, show you exactly everything I've done, and then we are going to take it out on a bit of a ride and see exactly how it rides. Now, starting off, first thing that I've added is one of these SAE connectors. So if you leave it off in the winter, you can charge it, as I am currently doing, charging up the battery without having to open up the scooter. Plus, there is a lot of heated gear that can connect to a connector like this. It's wonderful in the motorcycle world. I have one of these connectors tied to my battery on all my machines. I use it regularly with all kinds of accessory, plus to keep the batteries charged up when I'm not riding them. We at work use the Optimate chargers. This is the Optimate 6. It's a very, very good charger. We also have a dual Optimate 3, which can charge 2 batteries at the same time. I really love these things, and we've been using them for years. None of them have failed. We have a couple, none of them have failed, and they're just wonderful. On the back, we have the top case that we already had. On the front, I did take off the hand guards because they just won't fit in this space between the windscreen and the handlebar. But the windscreen has these ears that should take the wind off the rider's hands. We have, of course, the Oxford Premium Adventure heated grips with the controller mounted here. I drilled a hole in the mount that comes for the controller and screwed it in at the base of the wing mirror, and the controller is screwed to its base. I think you can see there. So yeah, this thing is solidly mounted, not going anywhere. Alex already has the quad lock mount, the brake reservoir mount for the Maxsym 400. Moving on, the big ass Jivy windscreen. I mean, this thing is absolutely huge. Very easy to mount, just on the standard bolts. No, you just take off the rubber and the hardware from the previous windshield, the OEM windshield, and just mount this thing on. And yeah, it's kind of a... This is now in its low position. I am looking basically through the windscreen. I can rise a little bit up and just watch over it, but let me see if I can do this. You can also put it in the high position, and now it's in the top of the windscreen. I don't know if I can get you guys to see. The top of the windscreen is in line with my head, so yeah, keeping it down should be fairly good enough. Cameras, so the Aoocci system. One thing about the Aoocci system, the tire pressure sensors, I can't get them to connect. Now, they might have batteries that are worn out. I don't have anywhere to buy new batteries. I tried the batteries from my BMW that uses similar sensors, but these are also 1 year old, so they might be worn out. The battery is just a regular, where is it? CR1632. I will try to get brand new batteries and try them properly. But the cameras are now in here. Let's get some light. This is the front camera, nicely mounted under the headlight. It doesn't hit the fender. There's enough clearance so it doesn't hit the fender. And moving on to the back camera. The Maxsym 400 actually has a mount for a camera. behind this fairing, and just look at how pretty this thing is. It just looks completely factory and OEM. I absolutely love it how it turned out. And also I have wired the Aoocci into the accessories. So now when you get on the scoot, you just click ignition, Maxsym 400 logo. You can customize the logo on this thing. It's a very simple process. Now it turns on. We saw the cameras. Let's see, driving recorder. So we got ourselves our front and rear cameras. We can cycle through the cameras. This is the front one. This is the rear one. Yeah, you can see the mounts for the top case, for the GV top case on the back, but there ain't nothing I can do about it. I wanted that slick mount. We can click, also we can go to settings, resolution. We can go to 1080 to 1440p. Should we? Yeah, let's go. Loop recording, 5-minute intervals, data watermark on, GPS switch on, G sensor off because I don't want these turning on at night. Back camera mirror on, recording settings, record audio, and camera format, but we're not going to play with that. Now, let's go home. We have our Android Auto. I'll test that out when we go outside. We have our GPS info, but we're currently inside. We have our panel. This should show our speed, our heading, and our tire pressures, but again, they are not connected just yet. We have our replay. SD card needs formatting, so we're going to go into settings. Let's find SD card. What do we have? Settings. So we have interconnection. This is, you choose either Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, depending on what you use. You have your tire pressures. This is where you pair them up, but I wasn't successful yet. I need to read the manual properly. Speed units, kilometers an hour. Screensaver, off. No screensaver, thank you. Volume, high. This is the beeping volume. Language. We have a couple of languages, but English is the one I chose. Time settings. We can set the clock, so it's... Is the clock okay? Hour, which hour is it? It's currently 11:08. 11:08 time zone. We are in +3, I think. Yes, we're still in +3. So 11:08. Confirm. 24 12-hour format, of course. Phone audio on. I'm gonna have to test this. We might need to turn this thing off. Key volume, okay. Wi-Fi switch on. App. I don't know what this thing is, but it was set on the road cam. Again, go through the manual. Format SD. All right, let's format the SD card. I do have a SanDisk 64 gig high endurance card. We also have reset factory, and app version just gives you basically the software version. What else? We have Bluetooth. This is where we connect, I think we connect to our phone to it. Okay, confirm. Home. We can set your brightness here. You can set your volume here. Again, recorder. Now we see it's actually recording. And we can take a picture. Home. Replay. We can actually watch our recordings. That's so awesome. And there's probably a way to connect to it, but again, I have to read the manual. So that's the Aoocci system. Now, if we wired it correctly, if we turn off the scoot, it goes into shutdown mode, and it should shut down. Bye-bye. Goodbye, Aoocci. And now everything is off. So, great machine, but I want to take it out on the road and see how the windscreen handles the wind, how quiet can it actually be, how the heated grips work, and how visible is the Aoocci in daylight. So I'm gonna get my helmet on, and we're gonna hit the road. All right, it's outside now. Gonna take it for a bit of a test ride. I have connected my phone to the Aoocci system. We can press the home button and it takes us back home. We can see our GPS info. It has GPS, of course. We can see our panel, or we can go back home and click our Android Auto. It's your regular Android Auto system. It should work with the glove. Let's see. Yes, it works beautifully with the glove. No issues whatsoever. Pretty smooth. I like it. But let's see how it rides. You know, I should put a GPS destination so I can see where I wanna go. Here, directions. 11 kilometers. Let's do it. Now, I got the windscreen in the lower position because I think that's going to be high enough. It is a pretty tall windscreen, and I don't need to go any higher. I have my heated grips turned on, or actually Alex's heated grips turned on. We can see our music on the side, but let's put the navigation. Oh, it's such a beautiful view. I can see the gauge cluster perfectly. I can see the GPS. It's in a perfect position. Let's take it out and see if we can hear any rattling noises, anything. What a beautiful day for a ride, although it is quite cold. It's something like 9 to 10 degrees. Now it's starting to warm up a little bit, so I am very thankful for the big windscreen, and I am very thankful for the heated grips because it is quite chilly. I don't seem to hear any rattling, so I've put the scooter back together properly. I am happy for that. Oh, the Maxsym 400. I love the engine on the Maxsym 400. It is just so charismatic, and riding it through the city, it feels just about the same. Let's close the visor. It doesn't feel any different, although I do have quite a lot of wind protection. Yep. I am going to open it up once I get on the highway, but for now, riding it through the city at normal city speeds, it's lovely and wonderful. Let's make a left here. Thank you, pedestrian, for existing. Quickly. I'm happy the cable for the heated grips, I could route it very nicely, and it's not interfering with the acceleration. The Maxsym 400 does have some pretty nice cable routing options if you spend the time to do it properly, and yeah, that's why this whole build took about 8 hours to do, because I wanted to do it properly. I didn't want Alex to have a half-assed job, so yeah, it takes the time it takes. And in case you want to do this at a local shop, remember, it takes a while to get it done properly. So if you get a quote for some pretty high labor costs, well, it takes a lot of hours to do stuff like this properly. Man, I have zero wind on my hands with this windscreen, and I'm surprised that the Aoocci it's currently in direct sunlight, and I can see it absolutely perfectly. The brightness on this thing is amazing. I think the brightness might be just a little bit better than the copyright system, the W603D that I have on my Zontes. It's currently in direct sunlight, and it's absolutely perfect. All right, entering the highway, we can safely and legally open up the tabs and see how this thing is at speed. I want to see how the windscreen, remember the windscreen now it's in its lowest position. It can go higher, but I do not wish to take it any higher. And we're getting up to, we're already at 110 kilometers an hour. I didn't even feel 110. I do have a bit of wind on my legs, but yeah, that's kind of the thing of the Maxsym 400. I can't do anything about it. But in terms of wind on my hands, I have zero wind on my hands. And in terms of wind on my helmet, I just have a bit of wind on the top of my helmet. I can ride with the visor open, but check it out when I raise myself up. Yeah, this is the kind of speeds we're going. Let's take it up a little bit higher. Let's do some proper highway speed. Let's take it up to 130, 140 kilometers an hour. Oh, the heated grips are so nice. coupled with the wind protection from the windscreen, my hands are nice and toasty at speeds of 140 kilometers an hour almost. Oh yeah, this thing is a proper long distance tourer now. It has the engine to back it up, and it has the wind protection to back it up. This thing is extremely comfortable now on the long haul. I think I need to get off the third lane because there's a BMW up my ass. Let's bring the speed down a little bit. And the Aoocci system is perfectly mounted up front. I can clearly see my navigation. I can also work my music if I want to. I don't know, can we? Let's see the panel. We're doing 112 kilometers an hour. This is nice. Oh, Alex, I hope you're happy with this machine because this is properly nice. Let's go back to my Android Auto. Of course, it works with the gloves. I am almost at my off point, at my exit. It's nice. Now this thing is a proper long distance tourer. In the summer, I don't know if I would take off the windscreen in the summer. It does offer a bit of ventilation. In case it rains, I can raise myself up just a little bit and see right over it. My vision is right here. I don't mind having a windscreen in front of me. I'm used to it, but usually windscreens are a big problem in the rain because you can't see through them. But this one, just a little bit, if you raise yourself up just a little bit, and Alex is about 10 centimeters taller. I am 175 centimeters tall. He is about 10 centimeters taller. He should be able to see exactly perfectly right above the windscreen. Or you could just completely raise it up, and then I don't know, it gets even quieter and even more relaxing to ride. But as it sits, it's just with a full face helmet. It's just enough wind protection where you still feel you're on a motorcycle, but you're in perfect comfort. Anyway, I'm gonna take this exit, and then I'm gonna head back and leave his scoot in the warehouse for him to see tomorrow on Monday when we get back to work. I think he's gonna be impressed with the work that I did, and I think he's gonna be happy with it. This thing now is a proper awesome SYM Maxsym 400 Grand Tour. I don't know what else I could do to it, and so yeah. If you want to do this to your Maxsym, or if you have a Maxsym and you're thinking about buying something else for the long haul, for long distance riding, just work on it a little bit. Get it up to scratch. I think the only thing that I would wish I could add to it, and this is the thing that I would add also to my Zontes, is a heated seat. But that's another video for another day and another project. For now, the Maxsym 400 Grand Tourer project is complete. Thank you to Aoocci for sponsoring this video and sending in their C5 Pro unit. Remember, links as always are down in the description below if you want to get one for yourself. If you buy one through my affiliate link, the channel gets a small kickback at no extra cost to you. All the money that's coming from these revenue streams is going straight into the 2025 Scooter Cannonball effort. If you don't know about that, I am taking my SYM Symphony ST, shipping him to America, and then doing the Cannonball run with the Scooter Cannonball run with 325 other riders crossing the United States of America in about 3 directions. I will cover about 12,000 kilometers in about 3 or 4 weeks on a SYM Symphony ST200, my Donnie that has been with me to 14 or 15 countries, depending who you ask. Also, if there is a discount code, it will be down in the description below. I will update it if it changes. So yeah, if you want one for yourself, I can highly recommend it. I like the unit. It's very responsive. The screen is very bright. I am gonna get the tire pressure sensors going. I am gonna email them about that. and I am going to email their tech support, not my contact over there. So I am going to go through the process like a regular customer and see how quick they are to respond and help me. I will put an update on how the TPMS sensor situation goes also down in the description below. Thank you all so much for watching and for liking the videos and for enjoying the videos. And remember to tune in on Saturday when I will show you exactly how this weekend went and how I got this build done. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care out there, everyone, and ride safe. Bye!